Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Hallman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Hallman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we sit down with Justin Gilpin from Kansas Wheat to talk about the 2017 Wheat Tour. And inside Kansas Ag, Kansas Soybean tells us about the United Soybean Board's Take Action program, and Farm Bureau updates us on the VFD rule. And in news you need to know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association. We'll look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by
The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. KansasSoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Kansas Wheat Commission. Leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com. Kansas Livestock Association, supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. The federal police in Brazil indicted 63 people for their role in the Brazilian meat scandal and the corruption within the Ministry of Agriculture. It was reported that federal auditors took bribes in exchange for fraudulent sanitary permits. Police also charged suspects with falsifying medical records and certificates, tampering with food products, conspiracy, and corruption. The Brazilian Agriculture Ministry said the meat scandal could cost the Brazilian meat packers $1.5 billion in exports this year. The USDA says 6% of this year's U.S. corn is planted compared to 11% a year ago and a 5-year average of 9%. Recent rainfalls have delayed planting in parts of the Corn Belt, but is still very early in the season. U.S. winter wheat condition is rated 54% good to excellent, and 19% has headed. 13% of spring wheat is planted compared to 21% normally. About 70% of the U.S. has adequate soil moisture. USDA's National Institute of Food and Agriculture announced $2.4 million will be awarded to relieve veterinarian shortages and support rural services. The Veterinarian Service Grant Program is designed to provide education and training to prepare students to work with food animals in rural areas. USD also offers a veterinarian medicine loan repayment program, which offsets student debt for veterinarians that serve 3 years in shortage areas. In local news, after months of analyzing recipes, a panel of judges has selected the recipes that will be represented in the 5th National Festival of Breads, sponsored by King Arthur Flour, Red Star Yeast, and Kansas Wheat, to be held June 17th in Manhattan. 8 adult finalists and 1 youth champion have been named for the competition, the nation's only national amateur bread baking competition. The grand prize winner will receive a cash prize of $2,000, plus a year's supply of Red Star yeast and a trip to the King Arthur Flour Baking Education Center in Vermont. To learn more, visit nationalfestivalofbreads.com. Kansas feedlots with capacities of 1,000 or more head contained 2.2 million cattle on feed on April 1st, according to USDA's NASS. This inventory was up 4% from last year. Placements during March totaled 490,000 head, up 15% from 2016. Fed cattle marketings for the month of March totaled 430,000 head, up 10% from last year. Other disappearances during March totaled 10,000 head, down 5,000 head from last year. The Kansas Department of Agriculture is seeking individuals to participate in an agriculture trade mission to Argentina. Tentatively, the mission will take place July 24th through 30th. The goal of the mission is to provide an opportunity for Kansas purebred beef cattle producers and allied industry to develop relationships with livestock producers in Argentina. Individuals interested in participating in the trade mission should complete the application forms available on KDA's website at agriculture.ks.gov/international. The deadline for submitting applications for consideration is May 22nd. Up next in our Ag Feature, we sit down with Justin Gilpin from Kansas Wheat to talk about the 2017 Wheat Tour. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Livestock Association, supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. Grassandgrain.com. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
This Medford, New Jersey school bus runs on biodiesel, and so do these. In fact, all of these buses run on clean-burning biodiesel, which is great because the more we use biodiesel in our heavy-duty vehicles, the less carbon pollution in our air. Think how great it would be if more of our school buses ran on biodiesel. More biodiesel, less carbon pollution. More is less. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still in Manhattan. We're joined by Justin Gilpin over at the Kansas Wheat Innovation Center. And this time of the year, there's so much going on with the wheat that this basically is going to take 2 weeks to kind of cover everything that's kind of going on with you guys. So one of the things we didn't get to cover last week was we've got the wheat tour coming up, and it's just basically next week.
That's right. So the Wheat Quality Council does a annual Hard Red Winter Wheat Tour, and really focuses on the state of Kansas. That'll happen the first week in May. It's a really unique opportunity for us to be able to tell our story about what all goes into wheat production and the wheat industry in the state of Kansas. But really, it's that opportunity to bring the industry together. And a lot focuses on what the potential yield potential is with the wheat crop, but it's really an opportunity to network with the millers, bakers, grain handlers, and farmers, and the wheat breeders that all interact within the Wheat Quality Council during that 1 week period where the spotlight really gets on the Kansas wheat industry.
And how long has this been going on?
I would say it's been going on for around 32 years now. This will be, if I remember right. And so it's something that's certainly gone on for a while, and it's one of those things that each individual company does their own thing and trying to get an estimate on what the crop looks like. And there's a lot of things are changing in technology as far as what's going on into crop estimating using satellite imaging and other aspects that people are looking at. But this is an opportunity for farmers to interact with the industry, to hear what's going on, to hear those sides of things, what's going on into their crop prediction models, but then actually see it in the field. And a lot of people that come on the wheat tour, it's actually their first time to actually be out in a wheat field and get an understanding of what all goes into, what goes into a family farm that's going in and that really relies on this crop as being, for their livelihood. And so it's a chance for us to be able to tell that story, and that really goes beyond just what the production number or estimate is for the state of Kansas. It's that education of the Kansas wheat industry.
Well, not only that, but if you think over 32 years, the world market has changed dramatically.
Well, absolutely, and it continues to change as far as where our wheat flows and what's demanded by our customers. And you can see that with the wheat tour. We get a lot more interest from Latin America. I think we've got We've got 2 Mexican flour millers that are going to be coming on the wheat tour, just because that Mexico market is becoming an extension of our domestic market. And it's very an important market for us, and so how we interact with them and how we try to promote our crop, and especially in a time like this where commodity prices are low, we need to find as many markets as possible, and this is an opportunity for us to network and promote our product.
Perfect. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to finish up with Justin over at the Kansas Wheat Innovation Center. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. We'll see you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farmers and ranchers since 1919. KFB.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. Grassandgrain.com. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We're at the Wheat Innovation Center, and we're joined by Justin Gilpin. And Justin, and I'm assuming about every other bushel here in the state of Kansas of wheat is exported.
Right. Though when we talk about the Kansas wheat industry or the wheat industry in the United States, the importance of export markets is because half of the wheat grown in the United States needs to be exported or is exported. And so that's where having that international customer, doing that international promotion and selling and having good trade relations is extremely important to the wheat industry. That's when we talk about having international presence that comes on the wheat tour. It's an opportunity for us to work with those international customers and talk about what kind of wheat they'll be able to source and where they're going to be sourcing that wheat in the coming year. And that's a chance for us to tell that story.
And not only that, they get an opportunity to think about the protein level and the quality that's coming out of the state of Kansas and start making buying plans for the coming up year.
Yeah, we certainly would hope so. And so it might be a little bit early to get an idea, but they can start to forecast if they see the drought stressed areas. But I think probably maybe even more important than that is they actually can see where this wheat is going to come from. They actually get to meet farmers that are on the tour, to be able to see who is growing this wheat and the carrot that goes into that crop, to know that it's not just it's not a faceless commodity that they're buying. It's actually people that are putting a lot of care into this crop and into the genetics and to the management and to the handling of it. And that's why we want to have one of the superior crops in the world.
It's a 4-day tour. Starts on Monday, ends on Thursday. Starts right here.
It starts in Manhattan, Kansas. You get millers, bakers, international customers. You have farmers that go on the tour, and grain handlers that all participate. They'll usually around 75 people are signed up. They split up in different cars. They start in Manhattan, go out to Colby for the second night. Then they go from Colby down to Wichita, and then go from Wichita back here to Manhattan, where they end the tour. There's a group from Oklahoma that comes in that reports down in Wichita. A group from Nebraska comes down to talk about their crop and meets in Colby, as well as a group from Colorado that comes in to meet in Colby. So you get a really good snapshot in time of what the hard red winter wheat crop looks like, and good interaction with the wheat industry.
I'm assuming, I know Aaron's going on the tour, and Aaron likes to tweet and all that other stuff. I'm sure there's somewhere we can kind of follow the tour and know what's going on.
Right, there'll be so it is we participate in the tour. It's hosted by the Wheat Quality Council. If you want to follow it on Twitter, it's a Wheat Tour 17. There'll be the hashtag, and of course there's a lot of media coverage that gets involved, and I know we appreciate your support on helping tell this story as well. And so there'll be a lot of news, and as always, everyone's going to be interested to know what the Kansas winter wheat crop's going to look like, and this will be that first real snapshot in time before USDA puts out a production estimate.
And we just want to remind everybody that you can go to the Kansas Wheat website. And also, if you want to know final numbers, you're more than welcome to come here to Manhattan and go to IGP, and they'll give out the final numbers somewhere around 2 or 3 o'clock.
It's going to be around noon.
Okay,
noon. You're going to do it a little bit early on. I think it's at Thursday
the 4th. Yeah, perfect. Justin, it's good to see you.
Great seeing you, Brian. Thank you so much.
If you'd like to advertise your business on Kansas's most watched ag TV show, give us a call at 785-580-3287.
Herbicide resistance plagues soybean farmers across the growing region, but resistance isn't limited to weeds. To help farmers fight the next attack on their profitability, the Soybean Checkoff is being proactive. The United Soybean Board recently announced the expansion of its Take Action program. In addition to combating herbicide-resistant weeds, it now will tackle fungicide resistance in soybeans. An industry-wide partnership that the Soybean Checkoff spearheads, Take Action advocates a diverse approach to weed management to avoid resistance. The same philosophy applies to disease management. If not addressed soon, farmers risk losing the few fungicides they have available. If they lose the tools they have, there's a risk of having diseases they can't control anymore. 4 steps can help preserve current technology and avoid resistance. First, scout fields regularly for diseases. Second, understand disease thresholds. Third, apply fungicides only when it makes economic sense. Fourth, rotate fungicide modes of action. Many farmers think a fungicide application will give a yield bump even if diseases are not at economically damaging levels. If they're applying fungicides no matter what, they're chipping away at the tools they have to fight yield-robbing pathogens. Learn more at takeactiononweeds.com on the web.
The Veterinary Feed Directive Rule, or VFD, went into full implementation on January 1, 2017. The VFD rule requires veterinarian oversight for any medically important antimicrobials used in livestock feed. Medically important means the drug is also used in human health. VFD drugs can only be used for prevention, control, or treatment, and no extra label use is allowed. When a VFD is required, the veterinarian needs to fill it out either in paper or electronic form. No phone orders will be accepted. Once the VFD is complete, the feed can be mixed and fed to the animals it is intended for as instructed on the VFD. The VFD will include items such as contact information, approximate number and description of the animals, the drug name and dosage, duration of use, expiration date, which cannot exceed 6 months, and instructions for reorders. The veterinarian, feed distributor, and producer will need to keep a copy of the VFD for 2 years. Good communication with your veterinarian and feed distributor is the key to successfully complying with the VFD rule and avoiding any kind of disruption in the care of your animals.
This segment brought to you by Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farmers and ranchers since 1919. KFB.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. Grassandgrain.com. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
Premier Farm and Home has what you need to make your lawn the best in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Ken. We choose Premier Farm and Home for the professional look that we do ourselves.
Feel free to stop in. You can also visit our website at heycow.com.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business, providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat. farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
This Medford, New Jersey school bus runs on biodiesel, and so do these. In fact, all of these buses run on clean-burning biodiesel, which is great because the more we use biodiesel in our heavy-duty vehicles, the less carbon pollution in our air. Think how great it would be if more of our school buses ran on biodiesel. More biodiesel, less carbon pollution. More is less. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
A new law providing a sales tax exemption for reconstructing, replacing, or repairing existing agricultural fences destroyed by wildfire went into effect March 23rd. The temporary exemption applies to fencing materials purchased in 2017 and 2018 for fences being rebuilt due to wildfires that occurred in 2016 and 2017. Labor for rebuilding fences destroyed by wildfire also is exempt. Individuals who purchased fencing materials for this purpose and paid sales tax may apply for a refund with Form ST-3. Eligible producers who want to claim the exemption at the time of purchase will need a certificate from the Kansas Department of Revenue. The certificate application, Form PR-70FEN, may be submitted online. Information regarding the refund application and exemption certificate is available at www.ksrevenue.org/wildfires. The Kansas Department of Revenue already has processed numerous exemption certificates. Those purchasing fencing materials for donation to fire victims are not eligible for the exemption. The only exemption is limited to those who own or lease land with fences destroyed by wildfire.
Good morning, I'm Cody Wintersheet with Paragon Ag Advisors. I want to touch on the soybean market a little bit here today. Prepare for another highly volatile year in the soybean market. In fact, just in the last couple of months, the soybeans have moved, or should I say mostly lost, around $1.40 a bushel. These kinds of extreme moves seem to have become the new norm over the last few years in the soybean market. So don't fool yourself and think that it still couldn't fall another $1.40 a bushel before it's all said and done, especially considering the glaringly obvious facts of huge acreage intentions here in the U.S., which unfortunately could perhaps get even larger if corn or spring wheat plantings get pushed back too far. Couple all of that with what looks like a huge South American crop, and one could certainly paint a pretty negative picture for the soybean market. However, some positives are still it's very early in the year, and our own weather will likely give some opportunities throughout this spring and summer months. Currently, the market seems to be solely focused on the supply and acreage talk, so don't forget about demand, which continues to grow year on year and basically requires a big crop year in and year out to fulfill needs. There are certainly many other factors at play in the world, but based off of these, it does seem to be a little heavier weighted against soybeans at this point. This is certainly not a price prediction by any means, but $10 seems to be profitable for most folks, and hopefully you were able to get some new crop beans locked in there a while back. But I think it'd be a good marketing decision and business decision to take further action in that area. Thank you and have a great day.
Closed captioning brought to you by
The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. KansasSoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Kansas Weed Commission. Leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com. Kansas Livestock Association. Supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Premier Farm and Home has what you need to make your lawn the best in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Ken. We choose Premier Farm and Home for the professional look that we do ourselves.
Feel free to stop in. You can also visit our website at heycow.com.